turning that inner critic, you guys, into your inner coach. And you can't do that if you don't allow the truth of who you are, the truth of whose you are, you guys. It's so important. All right. Hi, good morning, everybody. It is about 10 o'clock, a little bit past, but we are going to start with, the last bit of the week for Friday of our Jasmine Empower series. I'm going to kind of just fill in talking while I'm waiting for some people to go ahead and log in and join. It is Friday. I'm super excited. It is Freedom Friday. So I thought about this week, and I was like, there's all this talk about like what we get to change, what we get to do, all these things, but sometimes you just gotta celebrate the win. I think a lot of times that I'm going to share a little bit from different books, different resources and stuff like that. Yes, happy Freedom Friday, Matthew. So basically, a lot of times on these things, you guys hear me talk all the time, and I'm sharing stuff, and we're going deep into stuff. But today, not only do I want to share a little bit about why it is so important to celebrate your wins and celebrate freedom, but I want to hear from you. We've been doing so many things, challenges and different ways that we can love ourselves, accept ourselves, like be grateful for things, ways that we can stop hiding and running and all these different things. And what I would love to know is what wins have you been creating this week? So whatever that is, whether it's, hey, it could be something so simple as like, I actually caught myself saying something negative to myself, or hey, actually somebody shared with me the other day, like that after one of my broadcasts or something, they actually ended up like cleaning their room and their space for 3 hours. That is a huge win. Okay. So I want to hear personally from you guys, what kind of wins have you been experiencing this week? It's Freedom Friday. It is for freedom that we have been set free. And that's what we're diving into. So I hope that you guys are excited. Man, I should have brought like some music to pump it up. And actually, so starting next week, so again, just a little filler as people maybe are starting to log on. Next week, because this week I've been doing every day at 10 o'clock. Next week should be the same thing every morning at 10 o'clock. But it won't just be my lovely, lovely face. I will actually be having guest speakers every single day next week when I'm going live on Facebook. It won't just be me sharing thoughts and different empowering and encouraging things, but I will be having guests on as well. Some to share about, like I said, a lot of what I'm battling with right now is just the different things with autism. So I'm going to be having somebody come on about that, different music artists, different people that have found their own inner beauty, just lots of different things. So next week is going to be really exciting because it's going to be, my last week of every day going live on Facebook next week. So it'll be the last week of this Jasmine Empower series. So I'm super excited about that. But let's get into it. If you have logged on or joined on, yes, happy Freedom Friday, everybody. If you just logged on, what we're going to do in a minute. So maybe as I'm going, I want you to start posting your wins. So if you danced your butt off, or you got a new raise, or like you woke up today and you felt super grateful and super empowered, that's a win. So I want you guys to just start ticking away. I want you to start ticking away. Today's Freedom Friday. We're not focusing on the negative. We're not focusing about what did not work this week, okay? We're going to focus on what wins did we have. So if you're just joining, like I said, start writing, okay? we are celebrating, and I should have brought some music. I love music. We could have made it a dance celebration. Note to self for next Friday. But if you're just joining, like I said, go ahead and start just posting, okay, what wins have I had this week? Whether it's, I got up and got dressed, or, whatever. It could be big win, little win, whatever it is. So one thing that I want to share with you guys, and like I said, please guys, I see Happy Freedom Friday, but I want you to concrete inside of you, okay, it's Freedom Friday. What am I celebrating that I am free of? Okay, so start writing in the comments. Okay, I want to know, what are you celebrating this Friday? Okay. While you guys are doing that, I'm gonna read just a little excerpt. This book is amazing. It's Jack Canfield. It's The Success Principles. Oh, sorry, my fingers are doing it. It's an excellent book, you guys. He is one of the co-authors of Chicken Soup for the Soul, that whole series. And my parents actually got this for me for Christmas, and I've just been kind of every day taking a chunk at it, okay? But this is, as you can see, all my highlights in here. This is one thing, though, that I'm going to share with you guys, okay? And this is Principle 32. It says, transform your inner critic into an inner coach. Okay. Now, if you're like me, who's been an athlete almost, for practically all our life, you know what having a good coach means, right? So a lot of the times, though, we look to people outside of ourselves to encourage us, like me, right? I'm here, you're logging on, you're getting encouragement, all this stuff. But honestly, the most powerful coach that you can ever have, besides obviously Jesus and the Holy Spirit working in there, the most powerful coach, is yourself. Is yourself. What are you telling yourself, right? How are you encouraging yourself? How are you, shifting and strategizing and making sense of those mistakes? So, James Allen, okay, it says, a man is literally what he thinks. And so this is why, like I said, Freedom Friday, if you're just joining, I want you guys, I don't see anybody posting there, I want you guys to post what wins have you had this week, because that's what we're celebrating. So, like I said, the quote is, a man is literally what he thinks. So it says, research indicates that on average, people talk to themselves about 50,000 times a day. I mean, probably a lot more in my case. This includes you. Unfortunately, most of that self-talk is about yourself, and according to the psychological researchers, it is 80% negative. Things such as, I shouldn't have done that. They don't like me. I'm never going to be able to pull this off. I don't like the way my hair looks today. That other team is going to kill us. I can't dance. I'm not a speaker. I'll never lose this weight. I can't ever seem to get organized. I'm always late. So to end the little section, like I said, I'm reading from this amazing book by Jack Canfield, The Success Principles. Highly recommend it, okay? The last quote that's kind of sectioning this off, it says, by Richard Bach, argue for your limitations, and sure enough, they're yours. So, that being said, like I said, today we're transforming your inner critic into an inner coach, right? So, Freedom Friday, that's what we're focusing on, guys, is that we're celebrating how you have won this week. Whether, like it says in there, like, I'll never lose weight. If you join me on Monday, we got in a really good workout. Maybe you worked out for the first time, or maybe you said, no to whatever dessert that you really, really wanted to have. Maybe you lost a pound. Who cares if your goal is 50 pounds? If you lost 1 pound, that's a pound closer. So that's what I'm encouraging with you guys today, is a lot of times, and as I've been sharing this week, okay, during this week, just different breakthroughs, different opportunities to work on ourselves, different opportunities to create freedom in our lives. freedom from the clutter, as I was sharing with you guys on Tuesday, getting rid of the old so that way you can make space for something new. And so, oh, I love this. We've got one. I benched 100 pounds on Monday. Oh my gosh, just to see if I could. Yes, hashtag winning. I love that. Thank you, Jess, for sharing that. And so, anyways, yeah. Well, that's Blue. Everybody calls her Blue, but she's awesome. She has amazing blue hair. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. But like the book was saying, is that if we continue to focus on the negative, guess what, guys? That's exactly what we are going to continue to produce in our lives, are all those negative things. So, whether it was a change in thought or whether a literal, like, physical action that you took, you know, we get to celebrate it. I know huge win for me, I'll share personally, is that a huge win for me was, you know, yesterday I was talking about how sometimes, you know, after having kind of like a heartache or a pain or a disappointment, something in the past that's kind of hurt, how a lot of times we can just be like, okay, I'm letting go, and we're totally surrendering to different experiences in our life, and how surrendering can be so powerful. And what I spoke into yesterday was like, maybe where are the places though, like the kind of dark corners, the kind of hidden away corners in your heart that, you know, you're still holding on tight and you're still surrendering. And so part of my broadcast yesterday was actually really supporting me as well. As much as I was empowering you, it was empowering me to, you know, take those little bits of heartache. And for me, a lot of that has to do with soccer. You know, I did this whole transformational experience through MITT, and the funniest thing, that's mastery and transformational training. And the funniest thing though was like, as I was going through, I don't think a lot of people even knew that I played soccer. I don't even think that they knew that I played professionally, because it was something that I hid. It was something that was a painful, what ended up being like a painful experience, because I love soccer so much, that it ended up being a painful experience. And so, long story short, me playing, so I played in Brazil professionally 5 years ago. Me coming back and playing again, semi-pro soccer here in the States, it kind of like opened up that old, kind of like that old wound, if you will, or that old possibility for, to get hurt again, essentially. I was like, this is what I love to do. And so I opened up that space in my heart again, that passion and that love, you know, and I could get hurt, I could not, but I played, and again, some things didn't go the way that I wanted them to, and and here we are at the end of the season, and I found myself kind of just clenching my fist again, kind of just holding on to that and controlling that, and be like, no, I'm not going to get hurt again. And like I was explaining to you, even in my relationship with God, I was like, God, I'm going to keep you over here. I don't want to know what you want me to do with soccer. I don't want to know what plans you have in mind. I'm not going to surrender this to you. Because why? Because I've been hurt in the past. And maybe that's been relationships for you, if you've been hurt in the past in relationships. And I shared yesterday how I literally got to experience dating a guy and feeling the vulnerability and the intimacy and wanting to go like this. Like, that was my natural reaction. And to remind myself, okay, he cares about me. He's not going to do anything to intentionally hurt me. And I had to talk to myself, right? So all that being said is that after the broadcast and just, that's why I even posted, you know, I'm so grateful for all of my friends, because they do nothing but raise me up. But I got to a point, you guys, where I was like, okay. And this morning, in the wee hours of the morning, I prayed about it, and I said, you know what, God, I'm gonna give this back to you. And that was a huge win for me, to have something that I love and deeply care about so much, that's where I started, like, at the end of last year, just saying, God, what do you want? You're rebirthing this love of soccer and this passion for soccer for me. What do you want me to do with it? And in the risk of getting hurt again, I started to close myself off again. And so a huge win for me this week, you guys, was opening that up this morning and finally just like truly surrendering that corner of my heart to say, okay, God, whatever you want this to be, you gave me this gift, I'm going to trust to give it back to you. And that was a huge win. I felt so peaceful after I said that prayer that I actually went back to sleep and just slept so peacefully. So that was just a huge win. And honestly, guys, like, that's the kind of freedom that God wants for us. He doesn't want us to be afraid. He doesn't want us to be stuck in our hurt. He doesn't want us to be stuck in the pain and the remembrance of disappointment. It can be so hard to open up to that vulnerable spot to God, but He wants nothing else to do but just to heal us. So that was my healing for the week. That was my freedom. That was my truth. I see that someone Omar shared, I freed myself of my own busy habits. Awesome. And freed myself by getting pampering. Yes, a massage and a facial. Woo woo! I was like, everybody, just like, let's celebrate that. If you're on, just like all that up. Cause that is amazing. Busy habits, like, that's a hard one to knock. That's a hard one to knock, especially as we get so consumed with whatever we're doing and you could even have the best intentions, sometimes even as we're on social media and we're like, yeah, supporting everybody and liking and looking and sharing and all that stuff. But sometimes it can be a way to avoid what we really want to do or what really is the calling in our life. So thank you, Omar, so much for sharing that. And a massage and facial, that sounds like something that I get to add into the repertoire. So anyways, if any of you guys are just joining, we're not going to take too much more time, but if you have any other more wins, any ways that you've been set free, don't be afraid, just type it in there. We'd love to celebrate with you. Like I said, I think next Friday I'm going to have like a boombox here and I'm just going to like play some music to celebrate. But one last thing, as maybe some of you guys might be sharing right now or typing into share, is about freedom. And so in John 8, okay, 31 and 32, it says, so Jesus said to those Jews who had believed in him, if you abide in my word, hold fast to my teachings, and live in accordance with them, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And so that was in the amplified version of the Bible, but honestly, guys, we talk about truth setting you free, and that's why I wanted to just give you this platform, give you this window to celebrate what truths have you learned, what truths have you come to that have gotten you, free from different things that, God doesn't want us to be slaves to different things, in bondage to certain things. And specifically this, the truth, the truth is God. Like when you know Jesus as the truth, it sets you free. But the reason why I read that verse before is because it says, if you abide in my word, I love the ifs clause, because if you abide in my word, and it's hold fast to my teachings and live in accordance with them. So part of that, like I said, the freedom that I had shared about of my own personal freedom, it's one thing to be, to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, to, be free in that aspect. But it's quite another that there are different parts of our lives that we're still in bondage from, that God just wants to come and just set us free, set us free, set us free. set us free of worthiness conversations, set us free of different limiting beliefs, like I told you, I'm not good enough, I'll never get that job, I'm never gonna lose that weight, things will always be the same. Turning that inner critic, you guys, into your inner coach. And you can't do that if you don't allow the truth of who you are, the truth of whose you are, you guys. It's so important. And that's why, using the Bible, it says, the Bible is the sword of truth in your armor that we're talking about. It can cut through all the different lies that Satan would love to hold you down, that Satan would love to say, yes, believe that, isn't that's where you at, that's what happened last time, right? Different ways that when you actually speak the truth. I love it if you ever watch on the O channel, on Oprah's channel, Iyanla, fix my life, right? And one of the biggest things, if you guys ever watched her show, she's amazing. But the biggest thing, though, that she says is tell the truth. Tell the truth. Like, if you want a situation to change, you guys, you first have to be honest and tell the truth about it. So, and that's when we experience freedom. That's when we experience, soaring. And that's when we can begin to say, okay, God, like, this is where I'm at right now. I need freedom. I need support. That's what we were talking about yesterday, being in the trenches. And saying, hey, God, like, I not only need you to fight for me, but I need you to fight with me. I'm going to read this. Agreed. The truth sets us free of our self-suffering, and we get deeper in who we truly are as unique, powerful individuals. Exactly. Like, the world would just want us to continue to be the same and continue to say, hey, that because even if you live in a bad neighborhood, because this is the way that it's always been in my neighborhood, that's the way it's always going to be. Heck, even if you live in freaking Beverly Hills or something, and maybe your family isn't close, or they're closed off, or, they're whatever way, and you think, well, this is the way it's always been. This is how it's going to... No. Like, you are unique. You are powerful. And God has created you in such a special way that He wants you so badly to discover how unique He made you. He wants you so badly to discover that He put you here with a purpose and a plan, and of course Satan would just want to just come and just pluck it up, y'all. So that's what I'm saying. Ring out the freedom this morning. Ring out the truth of who you are, and that way you can continue to remind yourself, like, yes, I am free. Yes, I can choose freedom as well. Freedom even about the mindset, as I remember a story, and this is just coming to mind, so I'm sorry if I botched this up. But I remember a refugee, though, being of the Holocaust, just explaining like how he survived, even though he was not physically free. In his mind, he was free. And there's so much power in that, to where no matter what circumstances are around you, whether you are physically in bondage or not, it matters about what you're thinking about and who God created you. So if you're just joining, we maybe have I'll take 2 more minutes. Share your biggest win of this week or your smallest win this week, whatever it was. Like I said, some of us have already shared how we've benched 100 pounds just to see if we could. Some have shared that they've knocked out their busy habits and have freed themselves from their busy habits. So I'll take just maybe 1 more minute in closing. But what we've been talking about is turning that inner critic into your inner coach, that the truth sets you free, and the truth of finding out who you are in Jesus Christ. And He wants us to break free of different bondage. I shared about my freedom celebration this week of actually taking that deep, dark, hidden place where I wanted to have control, and how I actually just surrendered it to God this morning in a very, very simple prayer, and how I felt such peace. And I feel super excited about what is to come. And so I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys, but feel free, whether you're watching this live or whether you're catching it now as a replay, share it, guys, because when you put words onto it, when you share it with other people, for whatever reason, it just kind of grows legs and starts to walk and starts to flex muscles, and the next time that you have that challenge will be easier, and to continue to go for it. Michaela shared, truly giving God all control of the desires of my heart. Yes, girl. Like I said, that was me this morning, and thank you so much for sharing that, because like I said, if we continue to focus on these negative things that Satan would love to say, yeah, but you didn't do that. You didn't do that. You failed at this week, or that didn't work, blah, 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 blah. Like I shared and you guys can go back, all the different thoughts that would hold us back. God wants us to be unstoppable. Thank you so much, Omar. But I hope that I pray, guys, that this just encourages you. And throughout the day, I challenge you today. So today's challenge, okay, is that throughout the day, instead of criticizing yourself, I want you to encourage yourself. I want you to say, hey, you know what? I won today. I did this or that, or wow, like that was amazing. Like, and I want you to just encourage yourself and be that inner coach, and allow God to continue to support that and to renew your mind, you guys, to like I said, coach yourself to say, hey, wow, look, that worked, or hey, like what if I did this? Oh my gosh, #winning. Okay, so win this week. Like I said, this is today is the last of this week of the Jasmine Empower series. Next week, every day will be my last week of every day doing Facebook Live, and I'm going to be having some special guests on there every day next week. Don't forget, Monday, 10 o'clock, will be workout time with yours truly. We did Tabata. You can still check that out and get in that workout. That could be your win for today. Check out that on Monday, but this Monday at 10 o'clock, I'll be having a special guest. It may be my mom. But I'm going to have some special guests. Actually, if you want to work out with me live on Monday and in person, and you're going to be on me encouraging people to get healthy, and you want to work out with me on Monday here at my house as we broadcast live, message me. Let me know. I would love to have you be a part of the exercise crew that's going to be doing it on Monday. So, oh yeah, work it. So anyways, thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. Encourage somebody else. Hey, it's tough. Sometimes we can't see when we're winning. So not only do I encourage you to find your own wins and share your freedom, but maybe there's a friend out there who doesn't realize how they're winning in life. Maybe there's a friend that is just feeling really down because of the different ways that things did not go right this week. Or heck, even this morning. There's millions of things that could have gone wrong this morning. So if you have a friend, you guys, and I'm already thinking of a friend right now, who could use some encouragement in some things that are working, in some ways that they have really won this week, won't you share that with them? Won't you just be an encouragement and a light to say, hey, you know what? I see you. I think one of the biggest things, I know one of my biggest heart's desires, especially for the man that I eventually married, is that I want to be seen, really seen. And so won't you share that gift of love today? See somebody, tell them that you see them, that you see the awesome and amazing things that they're doing that's working in their life, okay? With that to be said, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys on Monday, 10 a.m. Love you guys. Bye. Were you empowered by today's show? Well, cool. Click subscribe. Go ahead. Do it right now. I'll do a little jazzercise. Be empowered today. Yes, you can do it. Did you do it? Did you do it yet? Right there? Okay, cool.